So I know I'm probably a little late on this Borderlands 3 hype, but my friends and I recently got back into Borderlands 2, and we've just been playing it so much lately that I've just been compelled to make a Borderlands 3 video. And I've played enough of Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, and a little bit of Borderlands the pre-sequel, not as much as the other two, to know that I know quite a lot about this game and what I want, and I'm sure you guys will probably agree with some of the things I'm going to say in this video that I would like to see in the next Borderlands game. Maybe it's not a Borderlands 3, maybe it's called something else, but I'm going to talk about, like, I don't know, guns, the gameplay, the mechanics, things I want to see in the new game, things I want to see out of the game, stuff that worked, stuff that didn't work. So let's start off right now. Well, right now I'm playing Xbox One. I'm just doing some true volunteer mode, just running around killing stuff. I'm a little overpowered, but that's okay. So I want to talk about the core mechanics of the whole Borderlands game. Borderlands 1, 2, and pre-sequel all had, the concept was you get a whole bunch of guns, you pick between 4 characters to start off with, you choose that character, they are Vault Hunter, which basically means you're a hired mercenary to go and find this vault to either destroy it or go get loot from it. And you play throughout the game, killing all these enemies, leveling up like an RPG, and there's just a ton of guns in this game for you to have, equip, and not only that, but you got shields, class mods, relics now in Borderlands 2, just a whole bunch of other crazy stuff that they've been adding. Now, I think that's cool, I think it's all great, but having all these guns, I mean, it kind of gets a little old, especially because I know Gearbox really wasn't making a lot of DLC because they were running out of space on their game because there's so many guns that were in this game, and I think that they can not have as many guns in the next game just because we're not really seeing them and we're not really going to use them. We're just going to get a gun, throw it away as soon as we get the next gun. Like any other looter game that's out there, Diablo or Elder Scrolls or whatever you want to, have that's a looter game. So I'm thinking just lower the gun count a little bit, try and make it so, I don't know, it's more special when you find a certain gun. Which is cool because they have the legendary guns, which in Borderlands 1 was just a basic drop. You could get a legendary out of the Skag right here if you wanted to, if you're playing on the hardest difficulty. But in this game, you only get legendaries through bosses, and I think that's actually really good because it makes farming legendaries a little bit more fun, it makes getting them a little bit harder, and when you get one, it makes it a little bit more special. Like, oh my god, I killed Pyro B and I finally got, this legendary I've been looking for, or Pearlescent, whatever it may be, just makes it a little bit more unique to you. So, on top of that topic, I want to talk about the actual 4 characters. Now, that's been in every Borderlands so far, and I think that needs to be changed a lot because it's getting kind of boring where you choose one character, you play throughout the game, and then you're like, alright, this character's cool, but now I want to play a different character. So, if you haven't seen, or if you haven't played the pre-sequel and if you haven't finished it, stop listening now because there is a spoiler I'm about to reveal for this. So I give you now to X out of this video if you're watching this. So here we go. At the end of Borderlands the pre-sequel, the Iridian Queen comes in and stops the bullets from hitting Athena that the raiders are shooting. And she comes in and says, there's no need for violence, there's a big war coming and you need all the Vault Hunters you can get. So that right there tells me, okay, so maybe the next Borderlands is going to be an MMO kind of Borderlands or a bigger RPG where we can go, when we start up a game, we can create our own Borderlands character. We can choose which class we want to do, we can customize them, how we want it to look, and not have just 4 basic Vault Hunters with, added DLCs where they add 2 or 3. Like they've been doing in the past. I think they need to do more of an RPG element because this game, there's so much you can do with it. There's a whole bunch. You can make it more of an MMO where you can create your own character and have your own class and play with people online, which I'm going to get into a little bit later. But I think it would be nice to have my own character and make him more unique. Because in this game with the characters, in Borderlands 1, you started off with the 4 characters, and then you could change their color, based like their head color and their body color. That was it. Borderlands 2 in the pre-sequel added head skins, where you can change the way their head looked, and then you could also change the color of their body skins. That was kind of cool. I liked that a little bit, with the more personality where, not one volunteer when you're joining the game would look the same, because you either have a different head skin or a different body color. I think that was kind of cool. I like the way they did that, but I'd like to be more of an RPG element. I want to find clothing. I want to find more cosmetics. Oh crap. Whoops. I want to I want to find shirts and hats and sweatshirts, more to make it my character look the way I want him to look. Now I know that's a lot you could add into the game, but with the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC having just so many capabilities to it that I don't see why it wouldn't be impossible. So I think that'd be kind of cool to have, and I don't know. I think with that they could add a lot more things to it as well. Going from that, the guns. Guns are kind of okay. I mean, there's nothing really special about them. In Borderlands 1, the Iridium weapons were the coolest part of Borderlands 1 because they looked super cool, and when you got one, you were like super excited. It was almost like a legendary, but not really. And then in Borderlands 2, they got rid of that. They added these magenta-looking weapons with, I don't know, they would shoot weird, or they would shoot like a dart, or they would shoot a ball or something. And those were kind of cool, but they didn't look much different. They just, they had different capabilities to them, I guess you could say. Then the pre-sequel added ice and lasers, which were cool. I never used ice a lot. The lasers I did use quite a bit because I think that was kind of fun, little thing cool to have. But I don't know. I want to be able to customize my weapon more. Like, let's say you have the gun that's showing up on the screen right now, and you want a different stock with it, and you found a gun that has that stock that you want. I want to be able to take that stock off and switch it to that other weapon, or even a scope on a sniper rifle. Let's say you have a sniper rifle with a really long scope, and it's an okay weapon, but you're leveling up so much that you're not using it anymore, but you want that scope. So I think it'd be cool just to take off gun parts and replace them with other guns. Have it like a Fallout 4, they have a really... I keep doing this, my bad. What the hell? Back to Fallout 4, they have that awesome gun mod mechanic where you can just mod any gun you want, and that's exactly what this game needs. With the amount of guns that it has and all the capabilities of the guns and the scopes, the stocks, the barrels, anything else, I want to be able to make my own gun. I think that would be the coolest thing for this Borderlands game to add. So, also with, let's see, the maps. Maps are cool. I'm sick of traveling every 2 seconds to a place. I mean, there's so many areas. Like, if you go and look on my map, which I'll open up here in a second, there's just so many areas that you can go to and open up. I mean, just traveling around just takes forever, and which Fallout 4 did pretty awesome. I mean, all the Fallout games did as well. They really did just one map, and you can just walk across the whole thing, kind of like Skyrim as well. And I would like to see that for the next Borderlands game. Maybe even traveling from vault to vault, because at the end of Borderlands 2, you see that they open up this big projector thing, and it shows a whole bunch of vaults with worlds on it. I think that'd be kind of cool if you could just travel from vault to vault and, claim vaults for your own, I'm getting a little off track, but I'm trying to lead up to the next point, where is, if you could have a sanctuary would be kind of cool, but if you made it so that you could interact with other Borderlands people, with people, vault hunters and NPCs, you can go trading, you can go to post, you can set up missions together, you can go on conquer vaults together. I think they'd be kind of cool, versus just having matchmaking with 4 people. You could have matchmaking with 6 or 8, or you can do a raid with like 16 people, who knows. I think that'd be kind of cool, just to have a whole bunch of vault hunters just trying to take down this vault, or trying to take down a boss, and just all working together. Now, this next part, I know it's going to be you're not gonna like it. I know a lot of people are gonna hate it and they're gonna be like, "Ah, Jet the Congregate." But hear me out. Hear me out. So I want to see something like where the Division has a PvP area. Kind of, they have the Dark Zone. Now, yeah, it's good in some ways and it's really bad in other ways. But I think having a PvP area in this would be kind of neat, just because it'd be great to show off what kind of weapons you have, how strong your character is, and really make your character your own. Now, obviously, there won't be any rogues or, just mass killing. They would obviously figure out a way around that, but I think it'd be kind of cool to have that in this game. And maybe a game mode, I was thinking about this earlier, a game mode called, like, Vault, King of the Vault or something. Kind of like they have in Pokemon Go, where they have the gyms, and there's a gym leader. You have to go through like ladders to get to that gym leader and beat him and knock him off, so you could become the new gym leader. Something like that, where you have to conquer this vault, and at the top of the vault is the Vault Hunter who's captured it, and you have to beat said Vault Hunter to capture that vault. Now, I'm sure that person you would think would have to be online, but maybe it could just be a computer-controlled Vault Hunter of the character's Vault Hunter or something. There could be many different ways to do it, but I think that would be a nice little touch just to show your strength and how powerful your Vault Hunter might be. So some little things like that would be nice. Now, game mechanics, the biggest thing I know that myself, my friends, and you guys all can agree with me on this is private loot. We need that in this game. With all the whole, we call ninja looting, where say a legendary drops and everyone goes around it and just swarms it and picks it up without even giving anybody a chance to look at it, which I'm not gonna lie, guys, I do it all the fucking time to my friends. A gun drops and I'm the first one to go pick it up. That's a pain in the ass, and a lot of people don't like that. Just make it private loot. All like the RPG looters have it. Diablo, Destiny even has it. Dying Light, Elder Scrolls Online, all that stuff is private loot. You can do that for this game, and it would work perfect, and it would make more sense. So get rid of the shared loot. It's so annoying, and it's really dumb. Especially when you have, let's say, 3 assassins on one team, and a legendary drops. You gotta decide who's gonna get it, and the first person to pick it gets it. That's freaking stupid. Now, the other thing I want to see is, this is like one of the biggest trolls I'm just going to call it a troll. But, you see, let's say I have 0 of every ammo. I have to go through each and every one just to fill up my ammo, spam the A button or spam the X button, whatever you're playing on, and you got to fill up all your damn ammo. And now this could just be me being super fucking lazy, but just make a fill all button. Just do it, please. A fill all just saves everyone some time. You go in, press fill all, your ammo's filled, you back out, you're good to go. Instead of, oh, let me go fill my ammo. Oh, I gotta spam A on every single one. Just put a fill all button, Gearbox. Do it. Don't argue about it. Just do it. That's all you gotta do. Now, a little bit about the in-screen menu. Borderlands 1 had an okay one. It was kind of simple, kind of lame, but I did like the gun layout. Instead of having all these big boxes, they just had the name of the gun, and then when you went over it, it would show, the gun card or whatever card next to it with the picture of the gun and, the descriptions of it. Say I'm holding 30 guns. It's just going to take me a while to sort through everything. I couldn't, sort through with pistols, weapons, and the type, but I want to make it simpler and make it more compact and easier to go through and see. So I think the way the menu is could be changed up a little bit. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't really have suggestions for them, but I like the way these look. The skills are pretty cool. They're having the whole 3-tree, skill tree and whatnot. I think that works well, and I think that should stay in. It's a really nice touch. So keep that for sure, but I think going back to the maps and just the layout, having vehicles would be great. Having more vehicles and having more customization options with the vehicles. How they added colors, they added more, specific colors to the vehicles, and having 2 different ones in this game versus the one in the base game in Borderlands 1. I want to be able to make my own damn vehicle. I want to make it more unique. I want to make it mine. I want to add parts to it. Do I have a pistol? Yeah, I do. Just make it my vehicle and make it different from everybody else's. That would be a nice thing to have. Like, just make this a real RPG. Make this a customizable game where you can just go ahead and make whatever the fuck you want. That's what I want to see in this Borderlands so bad. I'm trying to think of anything else I have thought of before making this video. I know there's some things I'm gonna remember as I finish this video, and if there is, I'll post them in the comments. But if you guys have any suggestions, or if you like my suggestions, let me know. If you dislike them, let me know too, and what you think and how you would correct it. But I think some of the things I said were kind of cool. Just definitely private loot and having, specific guns and making your own vault hunter are some of the biggest things I know people want in this game. But another one is, in the pre-sequel, I couldn't stand the whole oxygen thing. I thought that was just really, really clunky, and it was so hard to actually get around to places you want to get to. What is going on here, guys? Hold on. Let me take a pause and figure out where all these explosions are coming from. So I think that sums it up a little bit about what I want to see. I don't know of anything else I could think of right about now. I know that I want to see less DLC, but levels, I think the levels make sense. You level up as you go, and then they add another playthrough, and then you level up some more, and then they add another playthrough. And speaking of those playthroughs, that actually is not what I want to see. I don't want to go and see, oh, there's playthrough 1, we'll add playthrough 2 later, and you can level up more. And then we'll add another playthrough. Like, by the third time I'm playing this game through again, I'm bored as hell. I get the replayability of finding more guns and playing new characters, but if you're going to play through there's 6 characters now, and you're going to play through the game 3 times, it's just not fun anymore. It's just becoming a stupid grind like every other game's about to be, and it's just a nuisance. So, I mean, just when you release DLC, release level caps. Like kind of how Destiny does it, where they release an expansion and they're releasing more levels out and more weapons and whatnot. So I think that would be nice to do, not having to replay the campaign again just to level up and get better loot. It becomes a pain after a while. It really, really does. Just to me, maybe not to you guys. You guys might have a different opinion, and that's okay. But to me, I just think it's kind of it's not necessary at all. Maybe there's some ways we can get that fixed and patched up. I just thought of one. Melee weapons would be an amazing touch to this game. Melee weapons, please. Maybe not everyone wants to use guns all the time. Maybe some people just want to use a badass sword or a badass, hammer, kind of like Sledge had, or where Brick had when you were doing his initiation with the slabs. He jumped down with a sick-ass hammer. I want that hammer. I want to use it. I think it would be cool to have melee as a part of this game, instead of just shooting everything all the time. So, make that a thing, please, and thank you. Let that get known that melee weapons would be very, very nice. Very, very nice to have. I think that might be the last thought I have on Borderlands 3. I will really, really, really hoping that we'll see some trailers around holiday of 2016. I'm assuming the game won't be out till 2018. I can assume that, and we'll definitely see it at the next E3 for sure, maybe even sooner than that, because Battleborn, they're not done with, but they're slowing down a little bit. They've already got their first 2 characters out, and I think there's 3 more to be shown. And that game, to me, is dying down a lot. It's not as popular as I thought it was going to be, and I know they're really working on Borderlands, because that's what people want. That's, right now, to me, Gearbox is known for, is their Borderlands games, and I think people are demanding it a lot after Borderlands 2. And it's going to be hard to top off the story, especially in Borderlands 3, after Borderlands 2. 'Cause Handsome Jack was an amazing antagonist. Like, you can't... I mean, I can't think of another game that had such a good villain and had a great cast as Borderlands 2 did. So it's gonna be hard to top it off, but I'm sure they can do it and they'll get it figured out. Obviously, the dialogue will be very humorous. They'll have funny, funny missions, funny quotes. Gearbox always has a reason for doing something. That's why I love Gearbox so much. Everything they put into their story, everything they put into their dialogue, there's a reason behind it and there's a meaning behind it, and everything's, funny or a pun to something else. And it's just so funny to hear little like speeches like, "Oh my God, I know what that's from," or an Easter egg that says, that's just making fun of something else. I just love the way they do things, and I can't be more excited to hear about Borderlands 3 and what they have in store. And I want to do more Borderlands 3 videos because I think this is a game I'm meant to cover after playing 1 and 2 for weeks into Borderlands 1 and 2. I was the first one of my friends to get it, and I convinced all of them that they had to get it because it was such a fun game and different game. This was before I even knew about Diablo or any other like those looters like Torchlight or anything. This is by far my favorite game of all time, just because of the story and the gameplay and the mechanics and everything that we have to do in it. A lot of fun. So guys, with that said, I'm sure I missed a whole bunch of stuff that you guys are screaming at me for, but just put it in the comments, please. Let me know. I want to get this video shared, get this video out. I think some of the ideas I had are pretty damn good, and I'm sure some of the ideas you guys have and will have in the future are going to be awesome as well, and we can all help Gearbox make a better Borderlands game, and the Borderlands game that we all want. So get this out and let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching again. My name is Congregate, and I will see you guys later.